All right, so we're going to be taking a look at your next big break. And while meditating on your energy, we had the Four of Swords to come out. So I feel like there is a lot of mental agility or room to just think, okay, and put your thoughts in order here is what I'm getting. I'm getting the waiting to exhale exhale moment for you guys. I feel like um, you are in a space of accuracy, precision, doing something to the best of your ability and also your knowledge. So you have to access more of your brain. You have to um, you know, truly get your rest and your beauty, okay, your beauty routines, things of that nature is what's coming in here, okay? This is the energy that you're operating in at the moment. I feel like there is a big change that is happening as well. Okay, so side message that I'm getting is a child could suffer from dwarfism. All right. Also feel like this is symbolic of um I feel like your thoughts or your channel or your energy as of lately, things have been just really cut short. Okay, your thoughts or how long you were able to think or process things. I feel like your nervous system is calming down a lot from being able to breathe. Okay, this is clarity that's coming in for you that's going to help you be able to wind down at night to actually rest and sleep. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot of routines here that are coming in for you. Okay, so your next big break is rest. It is rest. And I see a lot of clarity, a lot of time to zen out, a lot of time to breathe. This is time for illumination, okay, to see what things need to be closed out and what key things need to be highlighted here, what you can still use and what you cannot, what needs to be thrown away and what needs to be saved. Okay, I feel like I have to say it in all forms here. Okay, all right. Can I get more here for Cancer? The King of Swords popped out. I think I'm gonna keep the King of Swords here because this is coming in line with you guys' energy. All right, I feel like you need to. Um, I'm gonna say this, and I just want you guys to know this is coming from the heart here. Clean out your closet. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. You need to clean out your closet and do not wear them sandals. Do not wear the sandals. Okay. Throw the stuff away. Do not wear the sandals. You have the King of Swords and we have the Ace of Pentacles here. That's a message that's coming in for you. And we're talking about things that can be kept and things that can be, the things that need to be thrown away or things that can be salvaged here. Okay. Um, what's coming in for you is, like I said, all this mental clutter or fog that you've had, your mind is clear. This is the swords are all about your mental capacity, your mental conflict, your mental peace, your mental agility here. Okay, it is how well you can balance out your thoughts and execute them. All right, so with you being the mother right now, I feel like you know your key break here. What's been highlighted is your brain not being as joggled or boggled as it used to be. We have the truth coming in. The biggest and most highest form of clarity here. Okay. We have the Ace of Pentacles backing that. So this is not just going to be energy that comes in and out. This is mental clarity that is here to stay. This is how you're going to live for the rest of your natural life here is what I'm getting here, Cancer. And this is something that you've been wanting as the mother Cancer. Your mind can go in several different places. You can worry, you can stress a lot, you can fear. You know, you have this big responsibility to make sure that everything is done and done correctly and on time. And now you have all of this time and space and energy and mental agility, you know, and also clarity within your mind space for yourself. You can breathe here. I'm seeing butterflies as well. So you can't wait until spring. You're probably spring cleaning now, or either you're preparing for spring cleaning. Um, in the dead of winter, you are preparing for spring here. You see what I mean by being the mother? You're always prepared on time, even when you are ahead of time. So I feel like your thoughts are already thinking about the routines for yourself. So the next big break for you is your um, your mind being clear and free. Like I said, being able to have the capacity, you guys, to sorry, you guys, having the emotional capacity here to get things done. Okay, so I feel like um, you guys' message was very, very simple and straight to the point. All right, I'm gonna get you guys' oracles here. Okay, I feel like you're also decentering, you know, with this sword energy. You're decentering. I'm not gonna say like full on the King of Swords. What is the King of Swords decentering? See, I was about to say kids. And what's crazy is we have the sun here at the bottom of this deck. And what is here? The Seven of Cups is in reverse. So I feel like for some of you, I feel like you're decentering your children. Okay, you're coming into a time of where, yeah, we have the Eight of Cups and it's in reverse here. So I feel like you're kind of reluctant to do it, but it's time. Okay, so I feel like you are walking away from, you know, your life being, your children being the center, you know, of your life to the point to where all you care about is them, is all you think about is them, and that's okay. You know, I feel like uh, you've done all of what you can do. If you have, like, you know, toddlers or something like that, you know, more of your routine, those routines are going to come into where they're not the center of your routine. Okay, so it feels like you're putting more conscious, you know, effort. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. You're putting more conscious effort into uh, your self, your routine for self. Okay, you have more time on that list or that that routine that you have hanging up on the wall. Oh, my deck was upside down, so we do have the Eight of Cups here. So you are walking away, like I said. Uh, Even though you are reluctant, still, you know, we you are making more room. You're putting more time. It's like the more you look at that routine, you see that your children take up most of your day. You're like, well, wait a minute, aren't I the adult here? Like, what is happening here? You know, like, what is happening? When did, you know, when did this happen? Like, when did my children, or when did children become, I don't know, like, in the role of the adult? Like, if you understand what I'm saying here, it's like, I have a routine on my wall too, and I get up at 6 a.m. and excuse me, I do my, rising for myself. I do take care of my own routine for myself, and then I get the kids up around about 7. After getting everything done for them, like cooking, I make sure that I try to separate my time from their time. Like, I get up in the morning and I cook their breakfast, right? But I have that time for myself first. I get myself ready and do my morning affirmation, things of that nature, right? And then I go into getting them up, even though I do want to have breakfast and stuff cooked already for them. So, it was more so like, hey, do I go ahead and allow them to get themselves together, or is it a thing of me having to go in there and cook, right? And then, and then, you know, um, squeeze it in my time. It's like I. I'm trying to explain this the best way. Then my children keep busting in the room. Everybody wants to come in here, right? While I'm doing you guys' reading. And I want this to be more like a conversation, you guys, because I just hate just flying all through the reading and the messages and stuff. But I do understand that a lot of people don't want to just sit and hear about themselves or dive deeply into themselves either. People love to be avoidant in that area. So uh, I'm going to challenge you at the moment. So, this is the challenge that may be a turning point. Like I said, I'm going to take my example. I'm going to start over again. It's either have my time, do my morning routine, and then add in, hey, cook breakfast for them, right? Or do a split thing of their time, get them up in the morning, and while they're getting dressed, I go in there and I cook breakfast for them. It was about that sacrifice, wanting to have breakfast cooked so that when they do get up, all they have to do is concentrate on just brushing their teeth, washing their face, getting themselves together, and then coming and sitting down. So this is the definition, like the defining moment that you have right now. You're like, how? Like, how did they end up in my time? Like, why is it that their time is taking up so much of my time? Like, how are they continuously bleeding over into my time, especially when you are trying to create that space of, you know, your own identity outside of your children. You have to be disciplined in those areas, okay? Okay. So yeah, you have to be diligent here, you know, with that in that area, and it's okay. It's really okay. For others of you, I see that you may be decentering, uh, or cutting out, or giving yourself more time by cutting out and decentering. Um, what I feel like is things that really doesn't concern you. Older things like this may be just mental as well. You have the Seven of Wands, then you have the Emperor here. So, you know, Three of Coins. So yeah, I feel like it's certain is things you. This may be all mental. You may be trying to um, cut off a mindset here, or you know, um, something from childhood that stem from childhood that you're trying to outgrow. All right, so you have to create a different routine for yourself. This could also be, decentering the programming here that you've been on for a very long time. and it's going to take some time to do that, but with a, a more grounded approach, with cutting things out that really don't align with you anymore, like cleaning up your FYP, cleaning up your, see, my throat chakra is, activated in you guys' energy, because these are things that are, um, these are things that are kind of touchy, because people don't talk to you and tell you how to do these things. So when you're speaking on someone else's life, it can get, you can kind of shut down and want to just tell them something that is passive more than getting down to the knit and the grit and actually telling them what is going to be, what's going to create long lasting results, something that they can continue to live by, and not just something that works for the moment. Okay. So as I said, you guys, um, could be at the moment, what you're doing here is, um, cleaning up your you're cleaning up like your social media account. Some of you may be blocking your social medias out all, in general, and this may be a hard thing for you as well, because it is so much of your makeup. Okay, so I feel like you may get up in the morning and, you may run to your phone, or you may get up in the morning and you may, look at your, your timeline, or you may scroll for a while, or you may get up in the morning and listen to Tabitha or somebody, else's life, or, it may feel like it pertains to your life, but, uh, people talking to you about things, and giving you their perspective on things is different, very, very different. It may resonate for the moment, but where in those talks are they giving you the blueprint to yourself? So this is where people get stuck at. They try to figure out, how am I going to do what they did with my situation? It may resonate, but it's very different. So how do I begin to clean up my life, or how do I begin to take their message and apply it to my life? Okay. Like I said, it's always to each their own here. Um, but, uh, these are things that you may be decentering at the moment, because this is at the heart of you guys' next big break. So these are things that's going to lead to, stability, your Ace of Pentacles, your long term success here. Okay, this is like the most grounded, like the most grounded approach that you are going to, um, engulf on, in order for you to live like you need to live, not just how you want to live, but how you need to live and how you're supposed to live, pertaining to, your value systems here, and the things that you allow yourself to, um, settle and become you. Okay, so I feel like your next big break is you clearing your mind, clearing up your life, decentering things that no longer exist within you. So therefore, it won't be like an opposites attract, or it won't be an attraction to, these things anymore, and they won't be in your orbit. You won't attract these things anymore. Okay, opposites do attract. Okay, especially within your mindset. You can say that you don't want to do something. The more that you say that you don't want to do it, the more that don't want to do is going to come to you, because you are directly thinking about those things that you don't want. So that is why it's always important for you to only think about things that you want, that you are trying to achieve, that you are trying to accomplish. You cannot give attention, time, nothing. Nothing can secrete. Nothing can come in. Nothing that you don't want needs to have any access to any part of your attention, your energy, or your mind here. So I just see you really, clearing out your mind, because you're starting off with the swords. Four swords, you're putting something to rest here. Something is dying off. Okay, and it's the swords. It is about the mind and also communication point. Okay, so then we have the King of Swords, which actually, represents your your mind, how you communicate effectively through your mind. And it takes a process to cut out all of the mental chatter in order for you to execute things in this life, because everything is all about your mind. It has nothing to do with anything else. Everything is, it all comes to the mind first. All of this, all of life is but the mind. That is it. Okay? So let me get you guys is you're on the right track. You're on the right track here. All right. You just have to take it day by day and be patient. That Seven of Wands energy is not just about you guys blocking things out. It's having the patience and also, the courage to be patient in this time of, because it takes to be able to block something out, or to block things out of your life. It does take a lot of time and patience here. So you guys, you are forming patience, or you're experiencing patience right now in your life. The Queen of Cups energy is here to, um, to give you grace. All right. The Ace of Pentacles is to back and support your choices here. All right. It's letting you know that these things are indeed a part of your path, and this is the way that you are going to achieve what you're trying to achieve here. Okay, this is solid. This is a foundation that you can actually build on. Your mind has to be uh, clear. I'm talking about you have to be in one mind, one body with yourself here. Okay, your mouth can't say one thing and your body do another. All right. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Magic Spirit Oracle, for the highest clarity of all for Cancer. Let's get you guys this message. All right. Oh, let's get one more shuffle here. I feel like you're gonna have less worrying, less of the worrying. All right. So we have your card out, and it says honoring the flow of all the emotions. This is number 38, and it says emotion. Here's um separated emotion. So you have alchemy, processing, and sensitivity. I feel like you guys are learning how to process your emotions here, okay, and put them to good use. But also, I feel like you guys are learning how to be emotionally intelligent, or growing into emotional intelligence and wisdom. With that Queen of Cups and the King of Swords, yeah, the Eight of Cups as well. That speaks of it as well. But the main message that you guys had was about clearing your mind here. But emotional intelligence and wisdom is coming up. Right, knowing when to act on your emotions, when to let them go, and um, seeing the bigger picture. Seeing what is actually happening versus what your emotions and your triggers, or your your avoidance may be telling you, um, what to do. Okay. All right, so this is 38. Let me get to it. I've been trying to find it. I'm like, am I going past it or what is happening here? I know it's in here. Let's see. 38. All right, so we have here alchemy, fluidity, alchemy, processing, and sensitivity. Let me bring this just a little bit back this way. All right. Oh no, the book just closed. Okay. It says your affirmation spell here is emotion. Are on my emotions are honored, processed, and healing. My emotions are processed, honored, and healing. You guys, you may be going through, something as well with your emotions. You may have felt like you were overlooked, and not thought of or not taken seriously here. You may have felt like you've been taken granted for this year by um, all the responsibilities, all the stresses and worries of other people. Like I said, you are blocking out or decentering, maybe your children or maybe things that just don't add any value to you. You have less worrying um, as your next big break, you guys. And that's okay. I really feel like people have miscommunicated you. You may have felt like nobody truly, understood you or understood you this year or last year or, you know, even now. Okay. All right. So we have emotion here. Emotion, energy, emotion. Emotion must be allowed to express, flow, and transmute, not be neglected, overflowing, or left stagnant. Navigating emotion can be tricky, but above all else, they must be honored, they must be processed, they must be respected. This doesn't mean that we give into the whims of every emotion we feel. We still have a responsibility to use our better judgment when deciphering them. For instance, emotion feels while the intuition knows. Get curious about them. It says, where is it coming from? Why am I feeling this? How can I better move through it? If you are sensitive, you must protect yourself from getting lost in the chaos of emotions. It can be too much. Sometimes they can send us spiraling into despair or joyful naiveness. Okay? It says we must find a balance of body, mind, and soul. I said that right. We must learn emotional intelligence. This is why writing can be beneficial in making sense of our emotions. Words are spells. Writing can help us organize both our thoughts and our emotions, soothe ourselves back into balance, understand and release them along with tears, and help us figure out how we can best move through them and decide the right actions to make. Pulling the emotions card tells us there is a flow that needs to happen. Something internal is affecting our external world and is calling to be processed. So we can live our lives in the most, can live our lives fullest and most, to live our fullest and most enriched lives. Um, what actions can take what actions can you take to transmute it? All right, so your manifestation enhancer here is through the power of spell casting or writing. Find out what action will best serve you in the alchemization of your emotions. Light a candle, grab a journal, and ask spirit for guidance. This could simply be a release, crying, screaming into a pillow, opening up to a loved one. It could be doing something physical, exercise, dance, or yoga, or something expressive, writing, creating, singing, whatever art modality you use. Also, this is a process, not a long time thing, so it could be a regular activity you may benefit from. Finally, your emotions should be addressed on an individual level. Different emotions must different emotions may need different actions. All right, Cancer, I surely hope that this conversation um, really meets you guys well, and I hope that both perspectives here um, are meeting you. Like, I hope you really get the clarity that you're looking for mentally. And I also hope that you gain the emotional intelligence and also awareness that you have been trying to receive here. I feel like, you may be looking for it outside of yourself when the universe or spirit or whoever it is that you connect to is just simply asking for you to establish that within yourself at the moment. And why it may be hard here, there are certain ways that you can go about doing it that you can utilize here, like that really can help you. And being avoidant is not going, and keeping yourself busy is not going to help. Okay, so like I said, this has been you guys' reading. I hope this message finds you well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Notifications bell. Give my video a thumbs up if you will. Also, if you would like to book a private reading with me, all my information to book me will be in my description box, you guys. And also, I wanted to give a notice about the readings here. I'm not able to upload my readings; they are taking forever. As my channel is growing, and I'm going through the shifts and the changes as well. I hope that you appreciate all of my effort the same way that I'm learning how to appreciate my own. We are all on this learning journey. It is time for me to slow down and perfect my craft and be okay with the way that I channel, and to love my channel and to love me. And I hope that this message is spilling over into you guys. And for the ones that do appreciate the longer form videos, and you need this actual time, this is how I do sit down and do my sessions with people. Um, because I do actually love getting down to the knit and the grit of things. That's a Scorpio in me. So yeah, you guys, this is like similar to booking a reading with me. We get down to the knit and grit, and you can talk about all the things you need to talk about, and we can actually sit down and create a actionable plan for you where you can actually grow and progress here. Okay. All right, guys. Bye.